iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. Lot to cover today. So first of all, there was a trade in the NFL. You know the NFL doesn't do many trades except maybe like on draft day. But the Saints traded Adrian Peterson to the Arizona Cardinals. I think this trade makes a lot of sense for both teams. First of all, the Saints and Adrian Peterson just were never a fit. Just was never a good fit. It's the wrong style. Doesn't catch the ball well enough anymore. And I think he's lost a step. And the truth of the matter is that Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara are better fits for the Saints offense. So good for the Saints for noticing that and moving on. For the Cardinals had no running game. Chris Johnson is terrible. Kerwin Williams couldn't find a hole. You have nothing to lose by bringing in Adrian Peterson. If you have any chance to save this season, maybe it's by putting AP on your team right now. So I give the Cardinals some credit there. What'd they give up? A 6th-round pick, 7th-round pick? Probably nothing great, but worth a shot to save your season. You need to save your season. This is the way you can do it with Adrian Peterson. Okay? That's what we're looking at here. All right, let's take a look at last night's game. I mean, this was just terrible. First of all, Sam Bradford looked like he couldn't move the entire night. It was just almost sad to watch it. You know, you're like, please make this stop. I'm not saying the Bears defense wasn't good, but they weren't that good. I mean, Sam Bradford it was like he was on one leg. So, I mean, he's done. Case Keenum came in, won the game, and the Vikings are a better team than the Bears. Simple. Jerick McKinnon had the big night, 16 for 95 and a touchdown, 6 catches, 51 yards. He's real deal. He's real deal. Lat Murray looked okay, but Jerick McKinnon is real deal. So if he's out there, you got to go get him right now. You have to. Lat Murray's all right. I mean, I think they're going to use both of these guys in tandem. And one will have better one week, one look better than next week. But I think between McKinnon and Murray, Minnesota will get it done. Stephon Diggs left the game with an injury, 1 for 4. That was a killer for a lot of teams. Kyle Rudolph finally found the end zone, thankfully. Michael Floyd played 1 for 19. He might be interesting if Stephon Diggs is out for any length of time because I don't believe that Laquan Treadwell is ready. I don't. Adam Thielen, 5 for 34. Just not good enough. Speaking of not good enough, I think John Fox is absolutely done. Done as an NFL coach. You got Jordan Howard, okay? 19 carries. You've got Tariq Cohen, one of the great, young, fast, terrific young running backs, and you're giving Benny Cunningham opportunities? Are you kidding me? Benny Cunningham stinks. Tariq Cohen is real deal. Why are you going with the running back by committee there, Chicago? What are you doing? You have no wide receivers. You've got no offense. Mitchell Trubisky was running for his life. At least I like what I saw with Trubisky. But, I mean, what's he going to do? What is he going to do? He's playing with nothing. This was a guy, you're like, wow, Trubisky, he might have some talent. He's got no talent around him. And he's got, like, dinosaurs coaching him. Donnell Loggins, John Fox, get him out. Get him out. You want any chance to win, get those bums out. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. All right, you know that every week at this time, I do mining the box scores for Fantasy Gold, trying to get you a player or two that might make a difference here. It's obviously Jerick McKinnon in this game. If Jerick McKinnon is out there, you better get yourself a chance with Jerick McKinnon. He could be the lead running back there. Lat Murray, not 100%, and we saw that. Chargers-Giants game. I still think Austin Ekeler is a very interesting play. He had 3 receptions for 28 yards in a time where it's so hard to find running backs and you're in deeper leagues. Maybe you shove this guy in your roster and you get lucky. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there for you. For the Giants, Shane Vereen probably was cut. he's going to play again. Remember, Shane Vereen might be the slot receiver for this team. Roger Lewis is interesting. Jarrell Adams may be interesting. Who knows what's going on there? There's such a mess for the Giants. Orleans Darkwa might be interesting. I want to look at all these guys. For Tampa Bay, I want you to look at Adam Humphries. I think Adam Humphries is a very good play this week. All right, we discussed this before. I'll mention why I like Humphries as a very, very sneaky play this week. Okay? So let me break it down for you. Who does Tampa Bay play this week? They play none other than the Arizona Cardinals. Patrick Peterson going to cover Mike Evans. The Cardinals cover the tight end well. Adam Humphries might be able to work the middle of the field. I think he's a very sneaky play this week. All right, for New England, I think Deion Lewis is sneaky. 7 carries last week, 2 catches. He's part of this offense. And if you have Dwayne Allen, bye-bye. Seriously, what a wasted spot that guy is. Waste of spot. All right, San Francisco and Indianapolis. Maybe Marlon Mack is out there in your league. If he is, you got to get him now. I mean, this guy is so fast. So fast. How about Matt Breida? Maybe he's available in your league. I like Matt Breida. They're shying away from Carlos Hyde, especially when they're down. They're going to be down most games. So keep your eyes peeled on him. George Kittle. People were talking him up in the preseason. You need a tight end. You could do a whole lot worse than George Kittle if you were that desperate. All right, the Bengals and Bills, both these teams will be off next week. But Nick O'Leary I might be looking at, especially if Charles Clay is out for any length of time. I think he's a name that I'd want to tuck away. And maybe, just maybe, Brandon LaFell. The guy had 8 targets last week. 8 targets last week. Now, we know A.J. Green is the lead guy there, but 8 targets is a lot to discuss. All right, for Arizona, should you drive? So this is a big question here. What do you do with Andre Ellington? You hold him. Andre Ellington is the ideal third down running back for the Cardinals. It won't be Adrian Peterson. It will most likely be Andre Ellington. So I think that Chris Johnson's value is 0. I think Kerwin Williams' value is 0. I think the value is still in Ellington and Adrian Peterson. That's where the value is. For Philadelphia, I'm looking at this game here. I think Kenyon Bonner, so long as Smallwood's not there, he's interesting to me. Nelson Aguilar playing very well right now. But take out the 72-yard pass, he was only 3 for 21. So let's not go cray-cray. Torrey Smith, take out his 59-yard bomb, he was only 2 for 11. I'm just throwing it out there. So when you look at a box score and you're like, oh, wow, Torrey Smith, 3 for 70. Well, he had a 59-yard catch. 70 minus 59 is 11. 2 for 11 is not very good at all. So let's not go insane here. Juju Smith-Schuster, if you don't have him, you got to get this guy. Martavis Bryant, I just think is not as reliable as Schuster. I like Schuster. That's the guy I'm going to focus on there for the Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger has a lot to prove this week. Sadly, I don't like the matchup against Kansas City. In fact, I hate the matchup against Kansas City, but Ben is a little pissed off there. A little pissed off Ben takes you far away. Man, Jacksonville, oh my God, this team is just bad. But let me just throw out something here. If I own Leonard Fournette, I'd get my hands on Chris Ivory. Chris Ivory seems like whenever he has an opportunity, he does something well with it when he's healthy. When he's healthy, which is not often. All right, the Jets. I think Bilal Powell's going to be out this week. I think Matt Forte is going to be out this week. I do. Elijah McGuire goes right to the head of the class. And don't forget Cadet is there as well. But I like McGuire a lot this week. I'm willing to pay up for him this week in fantasy. I'm willing to pay for him. You might need a guy. He could be your guy. I got a guy who needs a guy who wants a guy, right? Ricardo Lewis, 5 receptions, 8 targets. If Kevin Hogan gets the start, which I think is looking like it's going to happen, I think I like Cleveland to play well next week. Now, Cleveland plays Houston next week. Houston's defense, not what it should be with no J.J. Watt, no Whitney Merciless. I think you could see Crowell, Pam right there. Okay, I like Cleveland, and with Kevin Hogan, who went to Stanford, you can't teach Stanford. You either are Stanford or you're not Stanford. You know what I'm saying? You either are or you're not. And you know if you are and if you're not. All right, Carolina and Detroit. I mean, I know Darren Phillips had 2 receptions for 24 yards and 2 touchdowns, but I'm not going to think much of it. But I did like to see Jared Abbrederis. I always liked him. He had 3 targets, but they were behind that game. They don't want to go to those receivers. They want to keep it very simple. Run, 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 pass, run, 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 pass. Right? For Carolina, it's an early week. If you have Devin Funchess, let's watch this one closely. We need him to be right. I need to see him play this week. If he's out, Russell Shepard goes in. So let's watch that closely before waiver wire pickups on Wednesday. Tennessee and Miami, I don't know what this train wreck is here. I guess Jonnu Smith is a guy to be looking at there for Tennessee. Jonnu Smith is a very good young tight end, and I think they're going to go through some 2 tight end sets there. So he's an interesting play to just stash on your roster. I like him. I do. I don't know what he can really do, but he's somebody that I'm going to watch closely. For Miami, as long as Jay Cutler's there, I don't want any part of anybody on this team. This is garbage with a side of garbage. Seriously, I want nobody. Baltimore and Oakland, if Alex Collins is available, he had 12 carries. I mean, I think there's a lot to be said there. He is the main recipient of Terrence West if he's injured for any length of time. Alex Collins is going to get those carries, so I do like him. Jeremy Maclin, I don't think he was dropped in your league, but he had 8 targets, so I think that's something to watch closely. For Oakland, they're just not giving Marshawn Lynch enough carries. Guy only had 12 carries. I think Jalen Richard is interesting, but I really don't like how this team looks. And if I want anybody to do well there, I think I want Amari Cooper to do well. For the Rams, I really like Tavon Austin. I think he's very sneaky. They've been using him almost like a second running back. The guy had 6 carries. And Sean McVay is very inventive, so I like him. He also had 3 receptions. So if I was looking to pick up a guy, I know Malcolm Brown is quote-unquote the backup there, but I do like Tavon Austin just a little bit. For Seattle, I know they're on bye this week. I don't know what's going on. I'm going to stay away from this team. I like Graham, I like Baldwin, I like Lockett, I like Richardson. Outside of that, I really don't want any of these guys. Green Bay and Dallas, man, I am all in on Aaron Jones. I really liked what I saw with this kid. 19 carries, 125 yards, and a touchdown. He had a great reception as well. I love what I saw with him. I know he's not available in your league, but maybe you could trade for him. People might wonder, with Ty Montgomery coming back, right, that who needs Aaron Jones? The Packers, remember they always played James Starks? I didn't even like James Starks, but he always got run. Why? Mike McCarthy likes to use 2 backs. So I think that you're going to see Montgomery and Jones interchangeably in this offense. I do. For Dallas, keep your eyeballs on Bryce Butler. I think Terrence Williams is a dog, and I've always thought he was a dog. And I think that Bryce Butler is a very talented young player. So let's keep our eyes on him. For Kansas City, so this Kansas City Chiefs offense is a little bit of a mess here right now. So Conley's gone. Albert Wilson is not necessarily 100%, but I do like him. Okay? I do like him. And take a look at this kid, Demarcus Robinson. He's a big 6'1" guy, and they don't have a big, tall receiver on the Chiefs. They got, a short dude in Hill, a short dude in Wilson, a short dude in Deontay Thomas. But Demarcus Robinson's a big, rangy guy, and he's got some speed there. I kind of like him a little bit. I do. He was drafted in the 4th round, and I think this is a guy that keep your eyeballs on him. Maybe he's worth something somehow. With Conley's injury, somebody's going to have to emerge there. It might just be Robinson. And finally, Bruce Ellington to me. Braxton Miller's pretty much done. Pretty much bad there. So what I say about Bruce Ellington is this. Will Fuller's really good. And Will Fuller came in and obviously has earned the right to be the second receiver there. But Will Fuller's been injured twice now in 2 years. Bruce Ellington can do whatever Will Fuller does. Right? So if I own Fuller, and I'm not saying that I do or I don't, but if, right? If I own Fuller. I might throw Bruce Ellington on my roster because if Fuller got injured, I might be able to use him. Okay? I might be able to use him, and I think he's a pretty good receiver. You know, I've always thought that he was a pretty solid player. He was a very good college player. Right? He was a very good college player. Guy played South Carolina. He was a star in college. I mean, really was. He was a very good player. Had 16 touchdowns there. So keep your eyeballs on Ellington. He's been bounced around, but I'm not saying I love him. I like Fuller more, but God forbid something should happen to Hopkins or Fuller. I think Ellington can move in. All right, tomorrow is the waiver wire. Okay, waiver wire Wednesday. I know some people have waiver wire in their leagues, on Tuesdays, but I go by the Fantasy Football World Championships. I go by the main event. I go by the online championship. I go by Wednesday night. That's what the high stakes leagues do. That's what Dr. Roto does. Listen to this podcast. I give you enough guys here to help you. Right? If you listen to today's podcast and tomorrow's podcast, you should have a list of the players I like. All right, speaking of liking, I like scoutdfs.com. I like it a whole lot. I love our optimizers. I love our writers. I love the enthusiasm we have. And I love the fact that people are winning. See, I'm all about the winning. And I want you guys to win. So please check out scoutdfs.com right now. Also check out scoutfantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO2017. Right? Get half off your first month. Get started with us. And let's do a great job. Let's win your leagues. Listen to me. Beckham out. Bye weeks galore. We've got to figure this out. What do we do when Funches is out? Who's giving you Russell Shepard? What do we do with Beckham's out? We got to find the other Shepard, Sterling Shepard. We got to adapt, improvise, overcome, and make it work. That's how we roll at Scout Fantasy Sports. And when you go on the premium message boards, you get me, Adam Ronas, Sean Childs, proven winners to help you win your fantasy football league. But right now it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Back tomorrow with Waiver Wire Wednesday. Wishing you a great day. This is Dr. Roto saying be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!